Hey guys, this is our science project. So, this is our map that was assigned to us, and we have one of our components right here, which is from our starting point to the rail, and we used measuring tape to see how long it was. We found the measurement to be 7 yards, and we converted it from inches to yards because it was too large of a measurement. And on this side, we have our starting point to the exit, and we found 17 yards with the measuring tape. And so these are our two components right here and right here. And over here we see our overall vector.
So hey guys, this right over here is basically the same exact thing as the map that you saw earlier, except now all the sides are labeled. Here we have first component, second component, and here's the overall vector. And now we're going to be using this angle right here. We're going to use that as the unknown variable, which is marked by theta. So now we have to find out which trig function we're going to use, either sine, cosine, or tangent. Since we have the adjacent over here and the opposite over here, and we don't know the hypotenuse, so then we would use tangent because tangent equals opposite over adjacent. So over here we have our formula. Tangent of theta would equal 7, which is the opposite, over the adjacent, which is 17. So now you would need to isolate theta and move tangent to the other side. So your new equation would be theta equals tangent, or arctangent, times 7 divided by 17. Now, once you simplify that, you would get theta equals 22.4 degrees. So now I'm just going to replace theta with our known angle. So now that we know this piece of information right here, now we could either use cosine or sine to get the hypotenuse. So we could use cosine because we have the adjacent right here, and we have the known angle, and we have to find the hypotenuse. We could also use sine because we have the opposite over here, and we have the known angle, and we have to find the hypotenuse. So we could start with cosine. So the cosine of 22.4 degrees would equal 17, which is the adjacent, over x, the hypotenuse. So now once you simplify that and take 17 to the other side in order to isolate x, you would get 17 divided by the cosine of 22.4. Once you simplify that, you would get 18.4 yards and 22.4 degrees north of east. That would equal the hypotenuse. And you'd say north of east because the angle over here is touching the east side. Since this is north, this would be east, this would be south, and this would be west. So since the angle is touching the east side, east would come second, so it would be north of east. And now let's go on to sine. The sine of 22.4 degrees would equal 7, and the opposite over x being the hypotenuse. So it would be opposite over hypotenuse. Then once you simplify that, you would get 7 divided by the sine of 22.4 would equal x. And now, once you simplify that, x would equal also 18.4 yards and 22.4 degrees north of east.
Or you can use a Pythagorean theorem. We will start this by doing 17 squared plus 7 squared equals c squared. Once you do 17 squared, you will get an answer of 289 plus 7 squared, which will result in an answer of 49 equals c squared. When you add up 289 and 49, you get an answer of 338 equals c squared. Now to isolate c, you would have to square root both sides, which would then result in c equals the square root of 338. Once you solve the square root of 338, you would get an answer of 18.4 yards. 18.4 yards would be your answer for your hypotenuse.
Ashkan, by using this method, how would we know the direction if we can't find the angle?